Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Sports Factory podcast. Today, I got my guys here, and man, I always got to start with my man, Jared. Jared, what you're feeling and what you've been feeling for the past, 2 months, it must be heavenly. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, it's almost unfair that you get to see a Broncos Super Bowl win and you may see a Nuggets finals win. Like that, it just seems unfair. You know what I'm saying? Now, the world wanted Lakers versus Celtics. I could tell the world wanted Lakers versus Celtics. The Nuggets just outclassed the Heat easily. And I believe the Nuggets outclassed the Heat, period. You know what I'm saying? I think the Nuggets outclassed the Celtics. The Celtics have frauds. I ain't going to lie to you. Celtics, they have frauds, but we'll jump to that. But before we jump to all that, Jared, I want you, yesterday, when game one, tell me about it, man. Look, that offense, the flow, the dominance. Jimmy Butler with his 14 points, the good defense you put on him, all this and that. Obviously, they were missing shots too. Caleb Martin and Max Struss, they finally decided to be like what they're supposed to be instead of shooting like they saw like the 2017 Warriors for all this freaking postseason. They finally came down to earth. Caleb Martin low-key should have won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. That's freaking crazy. You hear me? But that's Jared, go ahead. Tell me how you feel. Jared, how you feel about the Nuggets' continuous dominance in this postseason run?
It was a good win. We're still undefeated in the playoffs at home, which is nice. Keep that going. We won. There's double digits. The Nuggets offensively underperformed. I think if there was a night the Heat could have won, it was maybe that night. They shot better from three. They had 20 more shots. They didn't really get to the line. I think they had 2 free throws.
That's a record. That's an NBA record. There's nobody's ever shot 2 free throws in the finals, or I think ever in the game. I've never seen someone just not get to the line at all.
That's crazy. Well, yeah. Struess going, was it 0 for 10? Something like that?
Oh, he finally played like he's supposed to.
Oh, yeah. It's, I hope we can keep it going, Michael Porter, I think he was 2 and 11 from 3. I have to check that, but it was pretty bad. But he showed up defensively, which is something he's working on, something he's slowly getting better at, but he's getting better. If we had a rim protector, it might be him. He had a couple blocks. He had a bunch of rebounds. It was really nice, man.
I'll tell you, Jared, I remember when Clint Capella used to own Jokic, and I was, happy with that matchup. Yeah. But then, I think now, how would that work now? I don't know. I think because Jokic is now significantly better than he was in 2019. See, I'm gonna ask you, would y'all have ducked us? The 2019 Rockets facing y'all, right? Would you have done the same thing you did that year and duck us and not play us, or would you say, "F it, we'll play them"? How do you think y'all would do?
It probably would have been different. We probably would have just played you.
Yeah, because Jokic good now. He's like, I don't need to hide. I'm the guy now. I'm gonna tell you, Jared. Y'all remind me of the 2014 Spurs. And this is what I mean. The 2014 Spurs set an NBA record of finals margin defeat against the Heat, and LeBron destroyed them. 5 games. This is an NBA. No one's ever been blown out that level in the finals than that. But it was so amazing to watch. And you didn't have to root for any team. The Spurs played such good basketball, so beautiful. It's like watching fire. It's just mesmerizing. The fire is just mesmerizing to watch. That's what y'all did to the Heat, right? Because y'all literally, the Heat have nothing to stop that. There's no big man that could stop Jokic. I mean, Anthony Davis can stop Jokic. There's nobody, Bam Adebayo is, I remember Gerald when he said Bam Adebayo a better defender than Anthony Davis. I was like, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. He's more versatile. He a more versatile defender because he can do that little switching stuff. But it's like saying, is Bam Adebayo a better defender than Tim Duncan? No, Tim Duncan clears as a defender. It's just he can just guard other people. It's fine. Anthony Davis, Jokic hit that fadeaway 3 against Anthony Davis. I said, it's his world now. I said, it's his world now. I got you. So Bam Adebayo had no shot. Jamal Murray still doing his thing. Jimmy Butler seemed kind of, I don't know, Jimmy Butler, there was a debate saying who's playing the best in the playoffs, Jimmy Butler or Jokic. It's clearly Jokic. Jimmy Butler has had a lot of terrible games. I know a lot of people miss that. They don't talk about that. He's had a lot of just very mid or bad games. That's why I told you Caleb Martin, low-key, should have won Eastern Conference. But Caleb Martin also played bad. That's the problem. And then Max Struess also played bad as well.
They all played bad.
He's gonna say Bam Adebayo was the only one.
I think Bam, yeah.
But he didn't shoot no free throws, and he took 25 shots to get 26 points. So it's at the same time, even though you had a good shooting percentage, it didn't really affect much. You know what I'm saying? So it's now look, I don't know. I expect the Nuggets to win in 5. I expect Jimmy Butler just to have like 140-point game in Miami, get you to win. But this ain't the Celtics in my mind. Because I told you, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown can't dribble to save his life. He can't use his left hand. He got 8 turnovers off of just dribbling, essentially. It's freaking crazy. Freaking pissed me off, John. I know, look. And John, funny thing is, I kept saying one game at a time. And I know John was just waiting. Because they would win. Every time they would win, I would say one game at a time. And I know especially after the second one, I know he was just waiting. Like, I can't wait till the Celtics lose. And I'm about to get. And then the third one, I know he was ready to send it after game 6. He was ready. I know you were ready to send that. But then I had the buzzer beater. I said, okay, let's get game 7. Let's see what happens. But then, the Celtics, Jaylen Brown can't dribble. Jason Tatum got no plot. He hurt his ankle immediately. I said, oh, this is already tough. This is all going bad downhill quickly. And then only Derek White showed up. And that was tough. And Caleb Martin was going crazy again. Nuggets versus Heat. But, John, you could talk. I know you can brag about your the Heat getting to the finals, but I do think this is where it ends. But you can brag about them beating the Celtics if you would like.
No, I don't want to brag. Honestly, after game 6, I thought it was over. Like for the Heat. I thought if the Celtics could make it to game 7, I thought they were going to win it all. If the Heat would have beat them in 6, then, that's kind of what I was hoping for. But if you let them come back 3 games, it's like, bro, it's only one more. Like, obviously, because in basketball, the better team is going to win. It's like you got 4 tries, to get it right. So it's not just one and done. So I just felt like if they beat them 3 straight, it just shifted. Like, okay, well, actually, maybe they're the better team. So you get them in game 7, then you see what they did against Philly in game 7. So I was like, okay, it's over for the Heat. But then, when you got it just always works out for you. However, I will say, I did think the Celtics had a better shot of beating Denver. Like those last few games from the Heat, I didn't like what I saw. Like, and then the thing about the Celtics, they're not closers. But what I seen from Denver, at least just against LA, like they're good at closing. And then you got Murray, then you got the Joker. So it's like it's a good. And then even who's the guy that used to play for the Lakers?
KCP.
Yeah, he's balling too. It's like, and like he's hitting all the threes, like every shot, like big shots. I don't remember him being that good, but whatever. But he's hitting big shots. Like I'm like, okay, so they're just a better team. But which probably every team the Heat face have been better than them. But I can
not the
see,
Knicks, but the other two, yeah, not the Knicks.
But you thought the Knicks were gonna win, right?
I was hoping Knicks would win. I wanted to.
You said all you gotta do is
look. Because I said that because I was hoping so bad because I wanted to see the Knicks and I wanted Maurice to be happy, see the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. But then the problem with the Knicks is Julius Randle's such an awful playoff performance that every time he's out there, he doesn't give you nothing besides contested shots. I was like, oh, especially after game 1, I was like, oh, this is not, because Jimmy Butler didn't even like go off in that series. It was really just, it was like says the others just keep hitting these shots, and I'm like, oh my, Julius Randle's so terrible, and I'm just like, Jalen Brunson dropped 40 points, they still lost. I said, yeah, it's tough. So I know the Knicks, but the Bucks and the Celtics, they're definitely better. I would just tell you that the West is better than the East because of the fact that I'm thinking like I don't know. It's just like the team. Jimmy Butler is mentally stronger than all those people. That's literally like, it's just the mental toughness of Jimmy Butler, right? Because like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, when it's down the stretch, if they down 3, I'm like, they not going to do nothing. Because Jaylen Brown going to dribble and then go to the Heat and then they going to score. Jason Tatum going to take a contested 3 and I'm like, what do y'all? And then y'all notice every time at the end of these Celtics games when it's like it's always Marcus Smart taking the game winner or the game shot to tie or win the game. Like, what play call is that to get him to take? I understand, like, look. You can obviously double team or get pressure towards Jason Tatum. But then there's Jaylen Brown. Like, why is like the 3rd or 4th best player on the team, Marcus Smart, taking these shots? I don't know. That shot he took game 6 was ridiculous. Like, why you take that? Luckily, Derek White came in and saved the day. But that Marcus Smart contested 3, that's the game plan y'all had for the end of the game? See, that's stupid. And then the Bucks, Giannis, he didn't play 2.5 games. But even when he did play, I just see like, I don't know. He has so many flaws. Like his flaws in his game, he just rim runs all the time, and you can scheme against rim running if you have and the Heat have a good team enough to scheme for that. That's just a bad matchup. You need Chris Middleton to go off, but Chris Middleton's like hurt and old, so that's tough. And Drew Holiday did not do what he was supposed to do, and Jay Butler destroyed him. So it was like everything was just going downhill for that. Mike Boone knows it'll make no adjustments either.
Yeah,
but
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I just think when the Heat didn't get it done in like 5 or 6, that's kind of where they messed up at. Because, the Nuggets had like ample time to rest, which I'm not saying that's the only reason they won, but you got to go to Denver. You got to adjust to the altitude and all of that. And plus, you just played 7 games. And like, the last game was, game 6 went down to the wire. So it's like, it's not you just blowing them out easy games. Like, you have to literally fight to the end. So, and then even game 4 and 5, like, you still have to, pretty much fight to the end, because even though you were down, you still have to play to win, even though you got a couple games left. And then come game 7, it wasn't close, but they kept them in like to like the last minute, right? They kept them in like extra long. Like, I'm like, get them out of there. Like, if they get hurt, like, what's the point? But they kept them in to like the very end. So like, they're tired. Then you go to Denver. I seen Charles Barkley had on like the mask to to help with breathing. So it's like, in Denver, they just up there chilling, having a good time, which they beat the Lakers. Like, they did it. It wasn't no cheating. It wasn't, the refs were like selling. Like, they just straight up beat them in clutch time. They, they came through. So that's good for them. But I think the Heat not getting it done in 5 is probably going to affect them. And overall, I just think the Nuggets are a better team. I just was banking on the Heat having it.
It factor.
If the it is gone, like if the altitude is what eliminates the it, then.
But like, the thing I tell you is like because the it can work against like certain teams, like the mentally inept teams. Because like the it to me is like the mental toughness, right? Like, down the stretch, I don't need to like fumble the ball away. The Nuggets. We don't when you go to the Nuggets, you don't need it. You need personnel and scheme. Yeah. You can't just have the it, because if you don't have the people or the scheme, like for instance, Nikola Jokic is the best offensive player in the NBA, and he's one of the top 5 at this moment, probably of all time. Because when he gets the ball, there's literally what do you do to stop that? Like, because he could do the floater, that's like 80% field goal percentage, right? he has a post game. He has these amazing passes, right? People cut to the basket. You do a dribble handoff with Jamal Murray. I just get the ball, Jamar, set a screen. That's an assist right there. You consistently do that. He can run the fast break as well. They did like a zone. He tried to do a zone. Now, the zone defense has destroyed the Celtics. But the Nuggets, like, Jokic is like Peyton Manning. I pick apart zone defense. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing to that, right? It's literally, they just have to, like, I have to hurt myself. Like, I have to not score. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just have to be, and if I'm inefficient, right, then that's the only way. Because Michael Porter Jr. also was taller than, like, all the people guarding him. So it's like shooting over a chair. Aaron Gordon, I saw Gabe Vincent try to guard Aaron Gordon. I said, Aaron Gordon, you're freaking like 50 pounds bigger. Just destroy that. And he just consistently did. Yeah. Bam Adebayo has no shot against Jokic. They said what Jokic does to Bam Adebayo will set back black people for years. That type of, like, why is he the one guard? And then the backup for Bam Adebayo is, what's my man name? What's the guy with the balding hair? What's my man name? Forgot my man. He's that white man, that white center.
I do know.
I forgot his name.
With the mask or the goggles?
I forgot that man. What's his name? That's it, Hansborough? I don't know. I forgot my man's name. But he definitely getting destroyed. They said we put Kevin Love in there. That you bring all these. No, there's no one. There's nobody. You know what I'm saying? If Anthony Davis can't do it, y'all can't do it either. I'm sorry. So the it was great, and this Heat run, I will give the Heat credit. Right, this is one of the most improbable runs I've ever seen. Caleb Martin, I tell you straight up. I tell you this: if I picked up Caleb Martin in free agency, he ain't shooting like that for me. I'll tell you that straight up. Like what he's shooting like that. He's shooting like 2017 Klay Thompson. Good for him. But you face the Nuggets and the altitude and the scheme and the offense. And y'all saying, John, I know Gerald, I don't have Gerald on here, but he said Heat in 6. He said the same thing. But then the thing is, you got to look at the personnel and the matchup, and that changes the entirety of the thing. Now, Jared, I'm going to be proud of you, man, because, like I told you 4 years ago, I said, man, it gets tough. And you went through those 4 years. You had some bad losses. You had some Game 7 losses. You had some sweeps. Lost in 5 1 year, But here we are now. And you are 3 wins away from getting the most prestigious title in the NBA. Where Jokic is like, Jokic is having an all-time run, all these triple-doubles, all that, this and that. Mm-hmm. Do you think Jokic, do you agree with me, do you think Jokic is a top 5 offensive player of all time?
I don't know if I'd go that high yet. I think top 5 is.
Do you think? Okay, let me ask you. Do you think he's better than Steph Curry offensively? Because this is the top
overall?
5. No, like Curry at his peak. Give me 2016 Curry versus 2023 Jokic.
Ooh. I think Curry might be better.
You think Curry's better?
Yeah, they're different. But Jokic is definitely more versatile, better passer.
Much.
More efficient.
Yeah, much more
Maybe
efficient.
Jokic
move off the ball just like Curry move off the ball. I mean, they don't run. Curry runs and Jokic just sets screens and moves around, but it's like just as efficient.
Gallops.
John, what you think? What you thinking?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I agree with him. I think Curry is like he benefits from a system with like Draymond. Now that's not to say he's a system player because
because they come after you know the Warriors fans because they say what?
Because no matter what team you go to, like he's gonna be a great shooter. But I also think it's like. I think it's the system around him, like, you know, with Draymond, setting screens and the moving screens at that. And then, like,
a lot of them
just constantly. But, I mean, he's in great shape. Like, he's constantly running. Like, he's constantly, you know, trying to get open. But the Joker, he's the offense. Like, he's moving the ball. Yeah. He's
the system.
Making, like, crazy plays, shooting off 1 foot from the 3-point line. So, I just feel like I would probably, I'll go with the Joker because of that. I feel like if you switch teams, do you think they'll have the same success? Like,
I mean, they would run it. I guess they would try to do what Draymond Green does. I guess Aaron Gordon would be the guy to do it, but I don't know. He's not as good of a passer as Draymond. I think Jokic is like, because Draymond, they're almost similar in the sense like Jokic and Draymond the power forward, Jokic the center. Draymond's a great passer, but Jokic obviously is just better at everything. But Draymond's kind of similar, but you know. Okay, so Curry, we're saying Jokic better than Curry. Is Jokic better? Okay, let's make it a little easier. Is Jokic better than Kevin Durant on offense?
I mean, I don't know because well, no. Because if I say Curry, then I gotta say KD as well. It's just like, are we going just off offense? Like what they done or like what they're capable of doing? Because,
so it's like. I got you. So, like, the peak offense of Kevin Durant, let's say, it's like 2014. Kevin Durant, like, it's like, what is my strengths on offense, comparing Jokic's strengths on offense and saying what would be the best, who's the best off, like, if I put it on, I guess, I'm not going to say versatile, but just, like, their strengths on offense, like, who has the best? Like, who would you prefer? Because Kevin Durant, his strengths on offense, he's obviously extremely efficient. He'll shoot threes. Obviously, he's a better three-point shooter than Jokic, but Jokic is also a really good three-point shooter. You know, great mid-range shooter. He can shoot over everybody. He has guard-like handles. But the crazy thing, Jokic has not as good of handles as Kevin Durant, but he's decent handles, can run a fast break, as a much better passer. I say KD a better scorer, but Jokic can also score when he wants as well. So I'm taking Jokic. I ain't gonna lie. I'm taking Jokic.
I will too, because like he can get the offense involved. I don't see KD like getting other players involved. I feel like he's more of a I can get what I can get, and or you set me up, and we can run it like that. But yeah, so that's
I'm gonna get hard. I'm gonna get hard. And Jared, you got to unmute for this. I'm gonna get hard. He better offensive player than LeBron James. What we saying? LeBron offense, but LeBron is peak. So you can say 2013 Heat or 2018 Cavs in the playoffs versus 2023 Jokic. And I think it's pretty comparable. Like 2023 Jokic is having, like, to me, he's not carrying like 2018 LeBron is. But 2023 Jokic is definitely having, he has the most triple doubles in playoff history. Like it's almost as impressive as 2018 LeBron. But
I don't know, throw Murray on that team. LeBron. Yeah. Throw Murray on that team and the Cavs, they may have won. I don't know, but I don't want to take away from him, though, because he's still having an impressive run, like the triple-doubles, everything. But I just feel like not yet, at least. Like, maybe years to come. We need at least another 5 to 10 years before we can put him above LeBron, in my opinion. I don't like putting younger guys. That's why I don't. Never mind. But I don't like putting younger guys ahead of, like, guys who have been established and who's done it, like, year after year. So give him like 5 or 10 years, maybe we can reconvene on that. But as of now, I'm gonna give it to LeBron.
In 5 years, Jokic would have had 3 rings, man. Is he better? Okay, I don't know, John. You don't know too much about this player's strengths, but it's similar to LeBron and Magic Johnson. Is he better offensive player than Magic Johnson? Because he has that great meme. I don't know if you've seen that meme when the Dream Team's like hee 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 hee. That's hilarious.
But isn't Magic more known for like passing?
Yeah, Magic. He averaged 19, so he can score definitely. He scores similar to Jokic, as in like he's in the post, hooks, get into the paint. But he's the best passer of all time in terms of difficulty of passing, not just like having a bunch of passes, but just like difficulty in the types of passes he make. But I think Jokic is a top 10 passer of all time. But Magic Johnson was like ran Showtime Lakers, and the Showtime Lakers fast pace that brought NBA money, like that made the NBA not go out of business. So that's some pretty high offense, right? So
yeah, I just
Jared,
feel like go ahead.
Oh, wait, go ahead. I mean, you make an opinion. What do you think?
I don't know. Like, it's just like when you compare them to legends, and it's like.
I mean, Jokic is a legend too, and we at this point 2 MVPs and might win a championship. I mean, that's some legend stuff too. At this point, he on the greats list. I know it's current. That's why it's hard to like put him on there. But at this point, like he won a championship. Like I'm like,
yeah. I mean, sure.
But I'll say better than Magic.
Jared, just for you, is he better than Wilt offensively?
Yeah.
He said, I don't care about no freaking Wilt. 50 points a game ain't nothing for me. You think he'd average 50? You think he'd average 50 in the 60s? Jared, you think he would average 50 just like Wilt? And 25 rebounds? And do you think
he could?
If he's a great rebounder, really. At least that's what it'd be looking like, because you're getting like 3 rebounds in 1 possession. I'm like, bro, like, box him out, bro. Like, come on. Especially against the Lakers. I'm like, bro, come on, bro. And he's always under the goal, and I'm like, where's Anthony Davis at? But yeah, I don't know. He probably wouldn't, because I don't think that would be his focus. He seems more on like, now if they told him, okay, go get all the points, then he definitely could get that 50, but he don't seem like he's the type of player that would want to average 50.
Yeah, he's definitely a pass-first player.
Yeah. Which I don't know much about Will. I ain't seen no footage. Maybe he
no one has. The 100-point game, we don't even know if that was real. We don't even know if that's real. So nobody has. Jared, is Jokic the best Denver athlete of all time? Or
Denver athlete?
They're like somebody who's played in Denver. So let's go. Colorado Avalanche, Broncos. Yeah, Tim Tebow. He was hype. To Tebow, that's a man's man. But all the Peyton Manning, John Elway, Russell Wilson. Carmelo Anthony just retired, but they're not gonna retire his number because Jokic got the same number. That's hilarious. Who you think's the best Denver athlete?
Just overall athletic ability, or what they did for the city?
What they did, like their greatness and like what they did. Because obviously Jokic wouldn't be like in terms of athleticism, but I mean, he's not gonna be.
He's more athletic than Peyton Manning. I mean, it has to be John Elway, right? Like the back-to-back Super Bowls in the 90s. Like,
but that's Terrell Davis. Like that's Terrell Davis too. Like like I got context. That's Terrell Davis. Like John Elway, yeah, but they won like 14 games. Terrell Davis had 2,000 yards that year. Like. Like, come on now. Like,
it got to be Von Miller.
He got Super Bowl MVP. He do got Super Bowl MVP for you. He do got that. He do got that for you. I forgot to name my man. That is a good guy. Do a top 3, Jared. Just do a top 3. We'll do a no order. Just make it easy for you. Do a top 3 though.
John Elway's in there. Jokic is in there. I want to say Nathan McKinnon over Von Miller. Avalanche.
Oh, as a hockey. Okay, he must, because I don't know, but he must have won some championships. He over Von Miller.
He won last year. Avalanche
won last year.
The Stanley Cup. Mm-hmm.
Look at him having plot. he just won a championship last year, and he gonna win a basketball championship. He saw a Super Bowl championship. How do you go to Denver? You can smoke there too. Look at all that great things happening in Denver.
Everything but the Rockies.
So that's hilarious. So this guy, he has 1 championship, or how many championships that guy has? The hockey player.
This one.
So what makes him like over Von Miller?
He pretty much led the team for years and years. Yeah.
So is he like
Von
John
Miller-
Elway? It's like a John Elway type of
He's
thing.
like a John Elway, yeah, of hockey.
So what you about to say about Von Miller?
He was always good and talented, but he wasn't a leader, and he was kind of immature in his early career. Yeah, it wasn't until DeMarcus Ware got there and like try to teach him.
Where the Ware came from?
I mean, he didn't win with y'all though.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. That's funny. I don't know because Peyton Manning was terrible in that season. Now I'm about to say that Super Bowl in that season he was awful.
Yeah,
but that defense carried though. That defense did definitely carry. So that's your top three, and so I think that's in order. That sounds like it's in order, low key, right? That's in your order, right?
yeah, maybe. Yeah,
I think Jokic got, to me, I say, but Jokic, John Elway, yeah, but John Elway can't get no quarterbacks for y'all either. He's not good at picking up quarterbacks for you. And then also John Elway, like, he was getting blown out, and then he got Terrell Davis fall from the sky, and then that's when he started winning. Like, I don't know. Like, but hey, yeah, okay, we'll give Jokic number 2 for now. But I did want to make an NFL comparison. I'm curious, right? You know, how everyone's like, say if you don't know a sport, you're like, explain it in NBA terms, explain it in NFL terms, type of thing, right?
yeah.
So I'm curious, like, so the teams currently in the NBA, like, they're in these playoffs. I want to know what is like the NFL, what's the NFL team of that team? So for instance, like, what would the Miami Heat be? What NFL team is the Miami Heat that just got insanely hot out of nowhere type beat? Like,
Giants? I'll say the Giants. Yeah.
you feeling it? You feeling the Giants, huh?
Not this year. Oh, you talking about like this year teams?
Oh yeah,
or
you can
like
say
overall, historically.
Yeah, you can say it's
Yeah,
Let's go with that.
Oh yeah,
Let's go with that.
the Eli Manning Giants when they went to the Super Bowl, and you know since the Heat are gonna win this year, yeah, it makes sense. The Giants got them one. Hopefully the Heat can get them one. And then,
What about the Nuggets? What are the Nuggets?
Maybe like the Bengals or something.
The Nuggets are the Bengals?
Yeah, last year.
I can see that.
Super
Like Joe-
talented.
Like Joe Burrow's
make it to
Bengals?
the big game
Because they've never won, right?
and lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They gonna lose it. But like, okay, so Joe Burrow, so you compare like Jokic, like all-time offensive players like Joe Burrow, like that, because they're like the same. Like a quarterback is like the same as the star player of the NBA team. Like they have that much control over the team. So you would have that comparison, right? That's a fair comparison.
Got his Jamal.
Yeah.
And got his Jamar. What's the other guy? Now that I call both of their names out, I got
T. Higgins and
confused.
Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
and T.
Jamar
Higgins?
Chase and Jamal Murray.
Oh, Jamal
You know
Murray.
that?
Okay.
Yeah, because I said both of their names and now I forgot what the other guy's name was. But yeah, them two. I mean, you know, both super talented. Yeah, so solid squad, solid defense. I don't know about the Nuggets. Well, they gotta have good defense.
Yeah, their defense.
You know,
It's solid.
especially when it's time to lock in.
It's gotten better for sure.
Yeah.
It's, y'all step up, boy. Good for y'all. Yeah, good for y'all. The Lakers. I feel like the Lakers are like the Buccaneers. I don't know why. I feel like Tom Brady, LeBron. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's different because Tom Brady lost immediately. But maybe the year before when Tom Brady made it to the second round type beat, like, you know, kind of pushed but lost to the better. That's how I feel that. Like, you know, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sound good to me.
Yeah, simple. And I made it easy for that. Was the easy one I made for y'all. What about the Celtics? A team that's like really good and should be amazing, but they keep choking down the end of games.
Bills, maybe.
That could be the Bills.
Or the Cowboys.
They low-key
Super talented team. Well, no, they make it further than that. So, yeah, the Bills will.
That's the Bills.
I think it's the Bills. Yeah, he said the
Jason Tatum, Mr. Red Zone interception leader. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Well, I guess he would be Jaylen Brown, huh? A lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
He both of them combined because he can't close and he throw a lot of turnovers. He had a lot of turnovers. That's hilarious. That's definitely the Bills. Let me see. What about the Warriors? A team that was like dynastic, but then kind of starting to fall off a little bit. You know, because everybody's getting older. Kind of dynastic. You don't have to be super dynastic, but kind of. Is the Patriots?
Yeah, so they're kind of like a little better than the Patriots.
Is there another team that's won, or is like not maybe not even win a Super Bowl, but they're like really good. They're consistently good for years. Like who's been consistently good for the last 5 years?
Maybe the Steelers.
Maybe.
Eagles.
I don't know. Maybe the Packers. Aaron Rodgers is like an all-time great passer. Steph Curry, all-time great shooter. Things kind of falling off, but obviously Aaron Rodgers don't got the plot to win. I feel like you merged the Packers and Patriots together, and then And then that's what the Warriors are. What about let me see what's another team in this. I was about to say the Timberwolves, but I don't want to go to Timberwolves. They freaking the Suns. What about the Phoenix Suns? A team that was like a super team put together but hasn't succeeded. They got it all. They definitely. You know that's right. That is correct. The Chargers definitely the Chargers. The Suns are a team that just caps out usually in the second round. That is a team that is known for choking at the end of games and having no plot. That is so Charger. That is definitely a Charger. That's hilarious. It's funny because he knows that because of the fact that he's in that division. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got that KD. And, well, I guess who would the QB be? Would it be Devin Booker or? Well, no, Devin Booker. He stepped up this playoff.
Until game 6, he was awful.
Yeah, against.
Yeah.
Who they lost to again?
The Nuggets.
The Nuggets. Okay. Yeah.
And the year before, they got sunned by Luka in that game 7. Was one of the worst.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
That was
laughing at him and stuff.
That's a meme. That meme strong too. That's the plot crazy boy. Who Chris Paul in that team, boy? Because Chris Paul got the worst plot of all time. I wonder. Okay, that's hilarious. Let me see. Who else am I missing in that second round? I think are those all the teams? Oh no, the Knicks. They're like a team that wasn't supposed to be there. Like they overachieved.
Oh,
but they had. That's hilarious. They not that. I don't think Philly's the Knicks. The Knicks are not.
No. I'm saying. You said what else team are you missing?
Oh, the 76ers. Okay, I got you. But wait, go to the Knicks and then we'll do it. The Knicks 76 is also a choke hazard type team. But go. We'll do the Knicks.
That might be the Cowboys.
Oh, you think the Knicks are the Cowboys or the Sixers?
Nah, it's another team I'm thinking of.
I think the Knicks. Like they're there, but are they really there?
And they're a big market team, and they over exaggerate when they win. Because when they won the first round, they thought they won the finals. That's hilarious. That could be the Cowboys, low key.
Like the greatest QB of all time, so why not celebrate?
The greatest QB of all time, Dak Prescott. Dude, are you what?
No, I said we beat the greatest QB of all time. Yeah, that's who we faced in the first round.
I got you. That's hilarious. You're a funny guy. Because you'll hold on to that. That's hilarious. That man was terrible, but that's fun. I like it. What about Philadelphia 76ers?
Retired him too. That's crazy.
He gonna hold on to that. That's better than a ring. That's better than the ring for that man.
His last interception. No, we're gonna get our ring eventually.
76ers might be the Ravens.
For real?
Good playoff team, MVP.
I feel like I need a team that chokes harder. They've had some all-time chokes. I mean, you need to find a team that chokes harder, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't even think of no NFL teams right now. Like I'm drawing blanks.
Like who chokes like gags? Because freaking Doc Rivers and the 76ers have had that Ben Simmons game.
Yeah. That would be us.
Is there a mix? Let me think.
Well, actually, we don't really choke. We just don't get it done.
What about the Falcons? Are they the Falcons?
Well, they could be that one year they were super talented. So
The Vikings, maybe.
Oh, yes! I found you. I found you because if there's any team that has some plot issues, some terrible plot, it's the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia 76ers. Because boy, the Vikings when they lose, boy, and when the Sixers when they lose, boy, you be with your head down. It'd be rough. Them rough losses. I feel that. That's good. I like that. They definitely the Vikings. But a decent team, make the second round ish, and boy, someone just underperforms at a ridiculous level. Joel Embiid, James Harden, somebody, Kirk Cousins,
Justin Jefferson.
He bring that out like that. And there you go.
Yeah, when it mattered,
Yeah, he didn't show up, huh?
You tell me. I got bounced in the first round, so.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Against the little bro.
Okay, what about I gotta do some young teams. Like, okay, let's with the Atlanta Hawks. What type? The Atlanta Hawks are like a team that overperformed one time. They overachieved one time. They've been mid ever since, and they always will be. What team is that? Is that like Jacksonville or is that what team am I thinking of?
Ooh.
Tennessee, maybe.
Colts.
It might be Tennessee.
No, it could be Washington. That one year when they made it to the playoffs.
Okay, maybe.
When the Eagles did the Giants dirty.
Okay.
Because remember they had they took Jalen Hurts out in the middle of the game.
Because it could be.
That was so funny.
I think it might be. I might be Tennessee to me because Tennessee they made the AFC Championship. You didn't expect them to make the AFC Championship. They beat the Patriots and the Ravens, just like how the Hawks beat they beat the Knicks and they beat the Sixers because Ben Simmons a selling star, and they took the Bucks to 6, just like the Titans was beating up fighting the Chiefs, and then they never got back because the Hawks, the Titans, they never got back to the AFC Championship, just like the Hawks never will get back, and they never will.
They made it to the second round, didn't they?
The next year
they were consistent for
They would have won. They would have won seed the next year. So it's kind of like some ifs, but they lost. They had 9 sacks on Joe Burrow and still lost the game at home. It's just I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous. But it's
okay. That's fair. I just think they're consistently a good team. Though.
The Hawks are good too. They're consistent. They just don't do nothing in the playoffs.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't keep up with them like that, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it makes sense not to. They not relevant. but okay.
Basketball in general, so.
No, but the playoffs we here for. You here for? We're here for the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm definitely locked in.
Yeah, I got we're here for the playoffs. I'm gonna talk about that soon too. But Minnesota Timberwolves, really young team. Got one good player. They got a bunch of underachievers. Rudy Gobert, extreme underachiever, and Karl Anthony Towns. Woo, getting paid to do nothing.
Could be like the Bears or something.
You think so?
Or the Raiders. Got Josh Jacobs.
One overachieving, a bunch of underachievers. Okay. And they overpaid. I feel like okay, we can roll with that. I feel that Josh Jacobs hopefully he stays on the team. But okay, I can feel with that.
He's gone. Or they could be the Colts. Yeah.
He could be the Colts.
Well, I don't know. Jonathan Taylor kind of iffy.
He had that one. He had one really good year. Yeah, and then
then next year. Yeah. See, that's why I be saying I don't put young stars above. Maybe in football, maybe running backs, you can do that.
What about the Clippers? They have a team that should be really good, but injuries will always pause them forever and ever because they start.
Yeah, definitely the 49ers. But I don't know, the 49ers, they get it done.
They good, though. They get it done. The Clippers,
they get it done. The Clippers, they kind
of... They just have untimely... Their injuries are extremely untimely.
This year against the Eagles, that injuring the QBs and everything, that was... Well, it wasn't funny because it was to the Eagles.
That's hilarious. Yeah, he's funny. He said, no, I would have laughed like crazy for the Eagles guys. That's sick. That's hilarious, too. What about? I think this is the last thing I'm gonna do. What about the Sacramento Kings? Very fun team, very young. Came in.
Forgot about them.
Light the beam. Got a really catchy slogan too. What's a young fun team that lost in the first round or lost early second round or something like that? So you think Jacksonville or nah? How you feeling? Nah, I don't know. Is it
maybe
Jacksonville?
The Dolphins?
Yeah, I can see Jacksonville. Great QB.
Or Jacksonville.
Jared, what's your
young star?
What's your guy for? Why you say Dolphins? What make you think the Dolphins?
They just seem like a fun team. They can be explosive when their team isn't dying.
Hey, well, yeah, they do have injury problems as well. Yeah, Tua in his head. Hey man, yeah, CTE real boy. I'm telling you. Okay, that's hilarious. I didn't want to bring this up because I am curious how y'all think. I know John. I feel like I already know how you feel with this, but I want to compare the leagues, the NBA and the NFL, or in basketball and football in general, right? And I'm curious, I have an opinion on both in terms of what I believe is better. I believe there's certain things of each that are just clear, not clear, but are better than the other. But I'm gonna tell you what's better, this or this, and then you tell me why you think. So I'm gonna start. So what do you think is better? Do you think the NFL regular season or the NBA regular season? Which one do you think is better?
NFL.
Oh, it's
NFL.
not
even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, tell me why. I agree with you, but tell me why.
I guess it's less games, so every game is impactful. I'll be upset if I go to a game and LeBron decides to load management, and I just spent $500 to see LeBron, and he's not even playing. So I'll probably go down there and be like, bro, you need to get in or something like that. So, but in football, every game is impactful. Every game is meaningful. And, so I think they play better. They play harder. You like what the Nuggets did that one year when they decided not to win that game. You can't do that in football. You try to make a matchup like that, and because typically the teams that get in are like, you may have like one or two bad teams. I guess the NFL, they kind of extended it to like they added extra team in, but before that, typically you'll see universally everybody is kind of like on the same par. Besides, like the Patriots and stuff like that.
All right, Jared, what's your argument for it? Or if you just agree with everything he said, but what's your argument to it?
Well, for the most part, I agree with everything you said. Every game means more. You're more emotionally invested in every game. Injuries, even just a bad game, like the consequences are way more than in an NBA regular season. Yeah.
And to add to that, you got a whole week to think about it. So, like, say for instance, like you lose that Sunday, you gotta wait till next Sunday to get another win. Like, so it's on your mind. Like, say for instance, when we at the shop, like, I gotta think about that you're gonna remind me every time, every day. But if it's basketball, okay, you got me tonight. I'll see you I'll see you in like 2 or 3 games. 2 and 3 days. We'll play our next game. Forget about everything that happened. So you have more time to adjust to like losing or winning or whatever. But football, you gotta wait that entire week. Like, dang, we really lost. It marinates in your mind to next week.
I feel that. Yeah, I agree. I think the NFL regular season does clear. I think that's the only thing that's the main thing that clears with the two, because the NBA regular season, obviously you can do more planning. The NFL regular season is more important. I think it's structured better. I think the NBA regular season at the end stalls. As you're trying to get to the playoffs, you're trying to stall, so people start to rest. There's no real games. And I'll tell you one thing. This is the best perspective I can give you. If you're a bad team, because if my team is amazing in the NBA, if I have a great NBA team and a bad NFL team, I can easily say the NBA regular season is better, right? But if I just have bad teams, period, right, I can watch both. What can I watch and enjoy without knowing that my team's not going to win that day? And I know I can, the NBA, friends, you know what pissed me off? When Joel Embiid didn't go to Denver. That pissed me off. He can't do that in the NFL, right? Joel Embiid had to go play in Denver, right? You got to play that game, right? You can't play last week and then be healthy and then not play for some low management. No, you're going to drop in the standings. You know what I'm saying? Because the games, obviously, there's less. I think if you do the math, one NFL game's worth 5 NBA games. So it's if you lose one NFL game, it's on a 5-game losing streak in the NBA. So you need to win. Essentially, you need to win to be successful, right? So definitely me, I'll take the NFL regular season. Now, the next one. Comparing NBA playoffs, NFL playoffs. Which one do y'all think is better?
Still the NFL.
And Jerry, what you think? This is why I'm different, but I mean it's preference type of thing. But you can, Jerry.
I think I think NFL might be more entertaining as a one-off event, but I like the way NBA playoffs are done better. I think it's a better opportunity to see who actually is the better team. Because in 7, better team usually wins. But playoffs, one bad injury or one just bad game can end your whole season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But John, you go ahead.
That's what makes it better. You know you're going to every night. I mean, that one game, you're going to give it all you got. It's scary. Man, we only get one shot at this. So let's go out there, and give it all we got. I mean, I'm pretty sure they do that in basketball as well, but it's like you said with Jimmy Butler, he takes a game off. He take a game off or 2 games or whatever. The Heat, really, they should have been done in 5, but they took 3 games off. It's whatever. But in football, you don't get that opportunity. So you get 2 gladiators going at each other. They're gonna give you everything they got, and somebody's gonna win and somebody's gonna lose. I guess sometimes the better team loses, but for the most part, the better team typically wins in football. So it's even though you only get one shot, if you're the better team, more likely you're gonna come out with a win. Especially in the playoffs, because that's when you get to that's when the coaches step up. That's when you separate the bad coaches from the good coaches. So you got a week to plan how you're gonna play it. Then you got to have time to adjust. As opposed to in the basketball, you have a couple games to adjust. So the first game, we didn't like what we saw. The next game, we'll change it up. So I like getting it. I like to see it one time and one time only and be done with it. I think basketball could if they made it like best one. Whoever won the first game, that would be crazy.
That's college basketball. That's March Madness. That's March Madness for you.
But I do respect that it's 7 games. So like you really know like if I beat you 4, I don't care if you have better players. If I beat you 4 times, I'm better than you. That's just how it is. And to me in basketball, if you win 4 times, you're the better team. Because unless, injuries or something like that.
Unless plot come in.
No, not even plot.
No, but injuries are part of plot. Injuries are part of it.
I feel like you make your
bad
own
refereeing as well. Bad refereeing as well. Because you can only control so much. Referees can hold you. Game 7, 2018. But because that was a mixture of both the things. But I say I do prefer the NBA postseason. I do like, obviously, it's a little longer. It's 2 months. Best of 7 series. And I feel like whoever wins the championship is like, they deserve it. Like, they went through the grind. Because you have to win. Like, if you're a team in the NFL, you can get hot, be confident, 4 wins in a row, win Super Bowl. But in the NBA, man, you gotta beat this team. Like, look at the Nuggets. They beat the Timberwolves, move out the way. You gotta beat KD and Booker. You gotta beat LeBron and Anthony Davis. Like, you gotta beat these boys. You gotta beat these super hot boys, Miami Heat. So, I prefer that setup. Like you said, John, when you win 4 games, it proves that you are, especially if it's a even series like these, like, if it's like if you win 4 games and no one's injured or nothing like that, then it's good. And here's number one reason I love the basketball playoffs over the NFL. Because in the same structure, there's a game 7. And when there's a game 7, which is the structure of, one off, whoever wins, it has the buildup of these two have faced each other. They're battling back and forth. It's a war, and it's a stalemate. 3-3 stalemate. They don't know who's the better team. This is the stakes. You did all of that work, right? It's not like I'm hot, and we're both 3-3. You did all of that work to set up to this moment right here, this game 7. And this is like you may be a little tired, exhausted, mentally tired, frustrated. Maybe you're up 3-2 and you just lost a bet. Hey, look at the Heat. They lost game 6. They were like struck and sad. A good game 7, because the best game 7 I have viewed, there's 2 of them. And I'll take this over many NFL games really, is Cavs versus Warriors 2016 and Heat versus Spurs. Well, actually, game 6 and 7. Heat versus Spurs in 2013. Because Cavs Warriors, the game when it was 89-89, they literally both scored the same amount of points for the entire series. It was like, say they scored 469 points. It's 469 tie. Who gonna break the tie in the last minute of the game in a game 7? And Kyrie hit the shot. I said, that's some good plot. That's entertaining, man. That's a good plot. So that's why I prefer I like the game 7 setup. Like, it's the best 2 words in sports. That's what they say is game 7. So that's why, this is obviously opinionated, right? Preference, but I do like the game 7 approach to it. So that's my opinion. But I don't know if anyone wants to comment on that, but
that's cool and all, but I just think like no, not to say it like that, but I'm saying, like, I don't know, like, if I go look at the Giants playoff run, like, to me, that's more exciting. Seeing them beat certain teams, showing that they're clearly the best team that year. Like with the Heat, for instance, like, of course they're the underdogs, but I don't see no build up, because like I see game after game they're dominating certain teams. But when the Giants go in and, they beat the Packers and then they get to the Patriots, it's just like that. You get one game, you get one shot. That's to me, that's more exciting.
But how often do you get the underdog play? How often do you get that though? Like, how often do you get underdog?
That's what make it great. You rarely get it. Like I was saying earlier, typically in football, the better team wins. So it's like, once I see that, to me, that's more exciting than, let's say, I don't know, like maybe, and then plus you have sweeps, and then you have like.
But they're same thing. NFL, they can blow out people. NFL, I don't know I forgot what games were blowouts, but there is NFL blowout playoff games that just like, oh no, the best. The Eagles versus the Giants was the game that was like, I was entertained because the Eagles have played really well. The Eagles destroyed the Giants immediately. So there are definitely, boring. So just those I would compare to a sweep. I guess the benefit is that it's quicker. It gets done quicker, I guess. But
I'm trying to think. Do I agree with you on that? Yeah, that's fair. A blowout is kind of boring. I don't watch blowouts, so. But like, there's a lot of fillers in basketball. Like, like the first series or whatever, like when the Rockets were playing the Jazz, like we knew that was over from the start. But I feel like in football you have a chance.
Yeah. I mean,
like there's certain like.
I mean, do you think a 2-7 seed matchup is the same to like a 2-7 seed NFL? No, that's right. Yeah, they face the 7 seed. Like the 2-7 seed NFL matchup. You think that might be similar to, like you already know who's gonna win?
What you mean?
So like, because the bye is gonna only one seed gets a bye. So the 2 seed faces like, is it a 6 seed or a 7 seed? They face the 7 seed, right? I think they face the 7 seed. I think 17 is making it.
Okay, they may beat them, but I feel like it's more competitive. Like for the most part, it'd be competitive. It's like it's competitive games. I know every once in a while it's like a blowout or whatever, but it's like, say for instance, last year I think not this past season, but the season before that, we faced the bottom seed, which was the 49ers. So it's stuff like that. Like
we are the 3 seed. What seed we are? We are the 3 or 4 seed. We are the 3 seed.
The 49ers barely made it in. Like it was either the Saints or it was the 49ers, and I forgot who won. But the Saints, it was some other team had to be the other team.
Because I know you were probably the 3 seed. I don't think you were the 2 seed. So I think it was like probably the 6 seed team, I guess. Because you can't be I don't think you were the 2 seed. There's no way you were the 2 seed that year. Because I know the Buccaneers won 13 games, the Packers won 13 games. So I know you had to be like the 3 seed. 3 or 4 seed, 1 or 2.
I just know we faced them in the first round.
I do know that, yeah. But I think it was a closer matchup.
Like they weren't supposed to be in the playoffs. Or like they barely made the playoffs.
I think they got hot at the end, yeah. They got hot at the end. Like last couple games they started winning.
Yeah, and it was like they needed somebody else to lose for them to get in. I remember that for sure. Because I was like, dang, like why we gotta face them?
That's a bad matchup, yeah. That's a bad matchup.
But I'm saying, like typically like the lower matchups, I don't think it's always necessarily like blowouts. I think
it's like 49ers Seahawks this year was 2-7 seed, and Seahawks kind of like that was kind of uneventful. 49ers kind of ran them off.
Well, it started off, you know.
Yeah, it was
one bad. I seen one bad call, and then that game just kind of it blew it up. But otherwise, it was pretty close. Like they were both competitive, and then it took like just one play. But at the same time, it's like you have these great teams in the NFL too, so you'll see that every once in a while.
I mean, I love the NFL playoffs. I don't think the NBA playoffs doesn't clear the NFL playoffs like the NFL regular season clears the NBA regular season. So, to me, it's not. It's like if I say the NBA playoffs like a 10, I'll say the NFL playoffs like a 9.8, 9.7. But the NFL playoffs, NFL regular season just clears. But okay, the last one I do want to ask is, or maybe two, but I'll ask this one. What do you think is a better sport, basketball or football? What's a better sport?
What do you mean by better?
what sport do you believe? I don't know, just better. I don't know. I can't even like really get the nitty. Like, which one do you think is the best sport out of the two?
You got football again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I was waiting, Jared. I'm curious about you because I know John would say football. So Jared, I'm curious about what you say.
It's hard to define better. I like football better. Like I like watching football and playing football.
This is my, because I'm gonna say basketball, but this is what I mean by better, by why I believe basketball is better, and that'll give you the reasoning. So, basketball, in terms of being a better sport, I think in terms of marketability, it's easier to market. In terms of being able to play it, it's easier just to, instead of like, you know, getting a bunch of people, you can just get one person, get a basketball and play it. I believe with that being easy to play, I believe it's a little funner to play in the football. I think because you can, you know, running routes and then never catch the ball. Obviously, the same thing in basketball, but at the same, I feel like you'll be able to get the ball and you can make an impact immediately, make a shot, rather than football. You need to make the biggest impact. You need to score a touchdown. So I believe in terms of marketability, easier to explain. It's been easier to push around the globe more. I think the NBA players, they make probably more than NFL players. It's easier for them to be spotlighted. They don't wear no helmets. It's less players. So, you know, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, those guys can market their brand much better than Tom Brady markets his brand, but Tom Brady will never be as big as Michael Jordan on this planet. I don't think he'll ever be as big as LeBron James on this planet. You know what I'm saying? So just the fact that the marketability of it, the easy to explain, you can get people to watch it easier. Hey, you want to watch basketball? Oh, I don't know. What is that? What is basketball? They probably do know, but what is basketball? Let me show you. And then you could easily, what is football? Okay, yeah, we have a whole short. I put a short on this. What's football? Okay, well, what you do, you have to, you know, there's 11 players, and then you got to, you know, he has the ball, and you got to give it to him, and then it's 4 downs, and they be like, I don't care no more. That's what they're going to say.
So it's pretty much.
That's my thing. But that's
basing
that's
it
what I'm
off
telling you.
checkers versus chess.
No, but there's more. Well, why you say that? Why you say what's the?
You said it's
why you say it like that?
It's easier to explain.
No, it's easy. Well, yeah, it's easier to explain.
Yeah,
it's more marketable.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, it's chess versus checkers. I mean, it's easy to explain chess. I mean,
and
checkers.
it's easier to play too. I don't think check. I mean, there's a lot of things.
Easier to play in what sense?
Well, in the sense of like this. Okay, this is what I mean. Like, it's easier. The reason why soccer is the number one sport is because they say call it the poor man's sport. I can easily play soccer by myself, or you can easily play soccer. You don't need like football. Obviously, you need football, but you playing football. I can't really play football. You can play with one person and you just play catch, I guess. But you really, you know, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's what make it impactful, though. I think like for instance, I can go pick up a ball and go to 24-hour fitness. Anybody can do that, but like you got to be special to go put on those shoulder pads, to go put on those knee pads,
a lot.
and get on the field and actually go dominate against somebody.
And I guess what too?
And also, you say market
go ahead.
In my opinion, now I don't know if most people would agree with this, but I'm pretty sure if you live in Texas, you agree with this. Football is better from bottom to top. So what I mean by that is like middle school football, pee-wee football, high school football. Like, it's more entertaining to watch. I'm not going to watch middle school basketball unless I like.
Are you sure? I don't know. I mean, but like,
I don't know.
Like not pee-wee, but I'm talking about like.
That's a bold statement to make.
Yeah, it might be because high school basketball and the hype players, the freaking people have essentially steroids. The 16-year-olds jumping over people. I don't know, like high school football. I don't know.
Based off of like, okay, if you're looking at like House of Highlights and things of that nature.
Yeah,
but
I'm talking about like the hype.
I think it's more entertainment to watch high school football, like Friday Night Lights. That's around homecoming time. Like, it's more.
I mean, okay, the vibe. You can say the vibes.
Yeah,
you're talking about vibes. Talking about vibes.
Just from a Texas perspective, yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, with Texas, definitely, yeah. But the world,
basketball is worldwide. Like, it's an Olympic sport. Like, it's it's everywhere.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a fair point too. But I just feel like football is
safer. Basketball's safer too. I ain't got none of these. We ain't got a lot of this. All these people hurting other people because of this. I tell you, we safe. We out here. You might get some leg injuries, but hey, this is fine. This will be fine. You ain't getting a lot of that. So, look, like, your parents will most likely say, would you rather play basketball, football? They want you to say basketball. I do not want to see you on the field twitching. They want you to play basketball.
Yeah, but, I mean, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, those points are like, they're kind of polar opposite, though. Like, as far as making it better, I don't see how that adds to it.
Because, okay, go ahead.
Well, I mean, because of course, like, if I want my son to play basketball or football, I'm gonna choose basketball. You make more money, it's safer.
But there's a reason why you make more money. Most likely, there's more market to it. If something's more marketable, like if something is more money has been poured into it, and it's be able to push further, I assume it's because it's a great product. You see what I'm saying? Rather than like if it gets pushed less, because we're trying to get NFL into Europe. And some Europeans obviously watch it, and they have the games, but it's easier to go to Japan and go to China. And then when you're in China, everybody know Kobe, everybody know Michael Jordan, everybody know obviously Yao Ming, everybody know all these players because it's easier to push it and easier for them to grasp. So that's why I'm saying the product is better. But, I don't know. I mean, you can say what you want to say about that, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, so you would say soccer is better than basketball?
I mean, soccer, from what I've seen, soccer, the best sport in the world, baby. I tell you, is a marketable superstar, boy, best sport in the world. Lionel Messi,
going based off Ronaldo. The market is a good criteria. I mean, when we say better, we're obviously stating our opinion. So, like, saying that it's a good market for it, I don't think that adds to why it's better. I think that's something. It's just like with music, right? We know 6ix9ine, he's gonna have more. Back then, he had more sales than, let's say, J. Cole. But obviously, J. Cole music is better. He has more sales. Why? Because he can reach more people, and people find him a meme. People find him funny. So he has more sales, but sales don't equate to better. At least that's what I'm saying. I see what you're saying, and that's a good point to make. As if I'm starting a business, if you say, "Hey, let's go start this basketball business," and then you give me all of that, then yes, that would work. But if I'm simply going off better, like entertaining and all of that, to me, I'm gonna choose football because Okay.
I feel you because what you're saying it makes sense. That's a good point. What you said with the 6ix9ine and J. Cole, that's a good point. I'm just saying like in terms of not only just like marketability, but like if it's to better things like I say like what's the same like if you compare J. Cole to 6ix9ine, and 6ix9ine obviously gonna have obviously yeah, but I was like compare both something more similar because 6ix9ine, J. Cole obviously make they're rappers, but it's different music. J. Cole's hype trap or not trap, I don't know, hype music. J. Cole is more lyrical, chill music, right? But like football, basketball, they're sports that compete very consistently during the season. Like they consistently compete. So the thing about it is like NBA. Obviously, if I look at something like watching the NBA, if you watch the NBA, right? Watching the NBA, explaining the NBA, explaining basketball, explaining the players, this and that. It's easier to talk about that with most people. Like if you talk to just a basic fan, because obviously if you're like extremely biased, I love football more than basketball more than football, but if you just talk to a regular person, most likely they're gonna know more about basketball, and most likely they're gonna watch more basketball, because basketball is just easier to watch most of the time. It's like I said, I'm not gonna talk about the marketability, but it's safer to play, it's easier to watch, easier to explain. I think it's funner because it's easier to play for the sense of that you can just play. I could just buy a basketball, go to a court. Your apartment got a court. I can just play basketball with 1 or 2 people. Football, I'm going to need a little squad to get football. We got, what I'm saying? You got to have a little squad, get you a football and this and that. And then obviously you may not have as much fun because you might just be doing cardio out there if that man ain't throwing you the ball. You know what I'm saying? Rather than basketball, hey, you're more likely to get the pass. I assume you're going to get the pass more likely. It's less people. But like I said, football, it has a lot of good arguments itself, but I just think in basketball, if it's easier to push, produce, I just assume it's probably better. And I say soccer, you're the best sport in the world. I'm not even going soccer, you're number one. I'm not even going to compete. Best sport in the world,
but do you agree with that? Do you think?
Yeah, I think soccer. I think soccer.
Say soccer is better than basketball.
Yeah, I think soccer is the best sport. I think soccer is the best sport in the world.
So,
I think soccer is the best sport.
Okay, well say it then. Say I think soccer is better than basketball.
I said it 3 times. Okay, you want to say
you said
basketball.
It's the best. The best and better is 2 different things. We had this discussion with Ja'Cory.
I mean, I say greater, better. But okay, I think soccer. Okay, I believe soccer is the best sport. I believe soccer is better than basketball. Because if I say it's the best sport in the world, deductive reason, it's better than basketball. It's a little sport. But okay, I believe soccer is better than basketball.
It's more like being objective, It's more of an objective thing. I don't think you truly believe that. I think you are being on the safe side.
I'm being objective. Now, subjective, I watch basketball obviously more because basketball is more pushed in my country than football, soccer, right? If I'm in England, I'm talking about soccer. I'm talking about soccer. Football. Football.
Oh,
football.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm trying to get to the other audience, man. Football. I'm calling it football. You call the other thing gridiron or American football, but it's for football is not pushed like basketball here. If I was in England or in Africa or in Asia, I'm definitely preferring soccer, football because that's all they're gonna push to me. I'm saying that's the best. Most people agree it's the best. It's easy to play. It's fun to play too. It's very fun. You play FIFA before. It's a very fun game. I ain't gonna lie to you. I played. I said, "Wow, this is a blast. I'm having a blast here." But at the end of the day, I believe soccer is better than basketball. But I do believe basketball is better than football. I think football better than hockey. I think actually I'm saying baseball better than hockey. I don't know. I'm saying baseball better than hockey. I know Jared, you watch hockey. I don't know how you feel about hockey on that or on this list. I don't think hockey. I think hockey just America and Canada. I don't know if
below on the list. Yeah.
I think you're taking a safe route. I don't think you honestly believe soccer is better than basketball.
I believe soccer better than basketball.
I mean, if you're going strictly off like sales and stuff like that, off the market.
No, but obviously it's
everything.
If I stay consistent, because I like staying consistent. I stay consistent. Soccer is even easier to explain than basketball. Is much easier to play than basketball, right? Because you don't need a hoop. You just need your feet and a ball. You don't even need a ball. You could get a can. Kick the can inside a goal. Just, what I'm saying? It's even easier to explain. It's easier to play. It's fun to play. Hey, I'm staying consistent. I pick soccer number 1. Basketball behind it. But I think basketball is better than football. And Jared, what do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. Soccer, basketball, football, where are you from that? Where's the order of operations here?
If you look outside the context of our country and our culture, then yeah, soccer is number 1. It just is. But I personally, I think I'd pick basketball. Basketball would be number 1. It's just more fun to play. It's easy to play. You just need a hoop, which every park pretty much has even if it's rundown, all of my rundown parks here in town have some basketball hoop. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Let me ask. I'm gonna ask my girl. Hey, what do you think is a better sport? I'm just curious. This is unbiased. This is extremely unbiased. What do you think is a better sport, basketball or football? I said basketball. So yeah. Hey, but John, your points are great though. You guys, and I know there'll be people in the comments or people if I share this, they'll be like, "No, we want some football," because they're in Texas. They obviously gonna hype the football.
I just think like if you're gonna say better, like I don't know. I thought it was more of like a personal opinion. That to me, that's like
I mean, but if that's your opinion, that's fine.
What you said, like I need a personal opinion why it's better. Like I feel like you went outside. No, I'll tell you,
it's easier. It's easier to play. It's funner to play. In my opinion, this is my first opinion. It's easier to play.
If you say
it's funner to play.
I'll digress
is that a word?
On that note.
Yeah, I think that's a word.
No, I'm saying if you
not word
saying,
it's more fun. It's more fun to play. Yeah.
If you say it's fun, then okay, I can see that. I'll leave it at that. But you start talking about sales and China and the market over there, and
I'm pushing that too because most people may agree the same thing, and that's why because if more people easily want to play it, they probably want to watch it too. So that's what I'm saying, and I'm one of those people. But like I said, John, one thing I agree with you, football regular season clears. That's all I'm saying. NFL, I got you. NFL regular season, we all agree with that. The differ with the NBA postseason and then also the better sport because you got to. But
the only thing I'll give the NBA is how they do the All-Star game. That's it. They do it in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Never mind, because if they did the Pro Bowl in the middle of the season, like that would be.
That wouldn't work. I don't think that would. They do flag football, yeah.
But they need to
nobody would.
They need to push it after the Super Bowl. That's the only thing I wish they would do, because it just don't make sense to have it like 2 weeks and now all the best players don't get to play. So
yeah, they used to do it. They used to do it after Super Bowl, but yeah, that is something. But that was great riveting content there. Before this pod happened, we also had a dog conversation too, so that was fun too. A lot of good debating here. But if down below, if you made it this far down below, if you believe, I'll clip this anyway, so that'll be easy for you to watch. If you believe that basketball is better than football, football is better than basketball, tell us why. Tell if John was cooking. Tell me if I'm cooking. You know what I'm saying? You know who's cooking the best. You can go ahead and say down below, and we'll see what's up. I might even do a poll, and we'll see who wins that poll too, because that really gonna tell me some stuff. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Jared, congratulations for having Plot. Plot feels good, I bet. Congratulations for feeling Plot. They won a finals. That means you would have seen 3 different teams win a championship. Congratulations. Because Jesse don't get that Plot. Not at all. Unfortunate too. It was close a couple times, but it didn't come through. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video. We're out of here. Peace.